Okay, we are going to begin shortly. And we want to thank you for joining us today on the Vineyard. We will begin very shortly, in just about 13 minutes. We did make some changes to our service times. After some prayerful consideration and thought going into it. In fact, I'm going to make that announcement now. So, here we are with our new service times. Sunday morning, we are now going to begin at 11 a.m. instead of 10 a.m. We're going to begin an hour later on Sunday. We're going to begin an hour earlier on Sunday evening, starting this coming Sunday evening. And then Wednesday evening, starting tonight, we will begin at 7 o'clock. Again, our morning service Sunday, 11 a.m., Sunday evening, 7 p.m., and Wednesday evening, 7 p.m. And of course, here's the ways to help. If you'd like to send tithe and offering, paypal.me/JBM Vineyard. That's the online way to do it. Or you can send it to P.O. Box 762, Manchester, Georgia 31816. If you send letters, post office box. If you send packages, street address. We do have that on there. Start doing that. With regards to mail, P.O. Box 762 only. That's checks, money orders, letters, whatnot. Okay. Boxes, Bibles. You may use FedEx or UPS. Please use something trackable with U.S. Postal Service for ease of tracking and assurance. Okay. Saw me editing that slideshow as we spoke. So, saving it. Again, packages must be trackable. USPS, that is priority mail, express mail, UPS, or FedEx. Only. Any shipping method trackable. (302 West 3rd Street, Manchester, Georgia 31816). Send your prayer requests and testimony to jbmprayer@live.com. You can write to us at the address above. Leave your comments on YouTube as well. The community will pray for you. If you are a ministry seeking to book me for a speaking engagement, email me at jbmworldhq@live.com, where you can send your invitation to the address above. Good evening, everyone. As you all well know, another week has gone by. Our nation has seen the utmost in what I can describe freely as unadulterated apathy, boneheadedness, stubbornness. I used to be very judgmental about stubbornness. Maybe to some extent, I still am. And for that I do apologize. I ask Lord for forgiveness of my stubbornness. And I ask the Lord to continue to teach me. One thing I can be stubborn about is doing right. What is right, what is just. For that, I do not apologize for doing right, for doing what is right. And Joseph was unapologetic for doing right either. As we will see in chapter 40, verse 1, in the book of Genesis, we are continuing on that journey. And it came to pass after these things that the butler of the king of Egypt and his baker had offended their lord, the king of Egypt. And Pharaoh was wroth against two of his officers, against the chief of the butlers and against the chief of the bakers. And he put them in ward in the house of the captain of the guard, into the prison, the place where Joseph was bound. And the captain of the guard charged Joseph with them, and he served them. And they continued a season in ward. And they dreamed a dream, both of them, each man his dream in one night. Each man according to the interpretation of his dream, the butler and the baker of the king of Egypt, which were bound in prison. And Joseph came in unto them in the morning, and looked upon them, and behold, they were sad. And he asked Pharaoh's officers that were with him in the ward of his lord's house, saying, Wherefore look ye so sadly today? And they said unto him, We have dreamed a dream, and there is no interpreter of it. And Joseph said unto them, Do not interpretations belong to God? Tell me them, I pray you. And the chief butler told his dream to Joseph, and said to him, In my dream, behold, a vine was before me. And in the vine were 3 branches. It was as though it budded, and her blossoms shot forth, and the clusters thereof brought forth ripe grapes. And Pharaoh's cup was in my hand, and I took the grapes and pressed them into Pharaoh's cup, and I gave the cup into Pharaoh's hand. And Joseph said unto him, This is the interpretation of it. The 3 branches are 3 days. Yet within 3 days shall Pharaoh lift up thine head, and restore thee unto thy place. And thou shalt deliver Pharaoh's cup into his hand, after the former manner when thou wast his butler. But think on me when it shall be well with thee, and show kindness, I pray thee, unto me. Make mention of me unto Pharaoh, and bring me out of this house. For indeed I was stolen away out of the land of the Hebrews, and here also have I done nothing that they should put me into this dungeon, the dungeon. When the chief baker saw the interpretation was good, he said unto Joseph, I also was in my dream, and behold, it had 3 white baskets on my head. In the uppermost basket there was all manner of baked meats for Pharaoh, and the bird did eat them out of the basket upon my head. And Joseph answered and said, This is the interpretation thereof. The 3 baskets are 3 days. Yet within 3 days shall Pharaoh lift up thy head from off thee, and shall hang thee on a tree, and the birds shall eat thy flesh from off thee. When it came to pass the 3rd day, which was Pharaoh's birthday, he made a feast unto all his servants, and lifted up the head of the chief butler, and of the chief baker among his servants. And he restored the chief butler unto his butlership, and he gave the cup unto Pharaoh's hand. But he hanged the chief baker, as Joseph had interpreted to them. Yet did not the chief butler remember Joseph, but forgat him. See, the butler was restored. And it came to pass the end of 2 full years that Pharaoh dreamed, and behold, he stood by the river. And behold, there came up out of the river 7 well-favored kine, and fat-fleshed, and they fed in a meadow. And behold, 7 other kine came up after them out of the river, ill-favored, lean-fleshed, and stood by the other kine upon the brink of the river. And the ill-favored and lean-fleshed kine did eat up the 7 well-favored and fat kine. So Pharaoh awoke, and he slept. He dreamed the 2nd time, and behold, 7 ears of corn came up on one stalk, rank and good. And behold, 7 thin ears, and blasted with the east wind, sprung up after them. And the 7 thin ears devoured the 7 rank and full ears. And Pharaoh awoke, and behold, it was a dream. And it came to pass in the morning, the spirit was troubled, and he sent and called for all the magicians of Egypt, and all the wise men thereof. And Pharaoh told them his dream, but there was none that could interpret them unto Pharaoh. Then spake the chief butler unto Pharaoh, I do remember my faults this day. Pharaoh was wroth with his servants, and put me in ward in the captain of the guard's house, both me and the chief baker. And we dreamed a dream in one night, I and he, and we dreamed each man according to the interpretation of his dream. And there was there with us a young man, a Hebrew, servant to the captain of the guard. And we told him, and he interpreted to us our dreams. To each man according to his dream he did interpret. And it came to pass as he interpreted to us, so it was. Me he restored unto mine office, and him he hanged. Then Pharaoh sent and called Joseph. And they brought him hastily out of the dungeon. He shaved himself, and changed his raiment, and came in unto Pharaoh. And Pharaoh said unto Joseph, I have dreamed a dream, and there is none that can interpret it. And I have heard say of thee, that thou canst understand a dream, and to interpret it. And Joseph answered Pharaoh, saying, It is not in me. God shall give Pharaoh an answer of peace. And Pharaoh said unto Joseph, In my dream, behold, I stood upon the bank of the river. And behold, there came up out of the river 7 kine, fat-fleshed and well-favored, and they fed in a meadow. And behold, 7 other kine came up after them, poor and very ill-favored and lean-fleshed, such as I never saw in all the land of Egypt for badness. And the lean and the ill-favored kine did eat up the first 7 fat kine. And when they had eaten them up, it could not be known that they had eaten them, but they were still ill-favored, as at the beginning. So I awoke, and I saw in my dream, behold, 7 ears came up in one stalk, full and good. And behold, 7 ears withered then, and blasted with the east wind, sprung up after them. And the thin ears devoured the 7 good ears, and I told this unto the magicians, but there was none that could declare it to me. And Joseph said unto Pharaoh, The dream of Pharaoh is one. God hath showed Pharaoh what he is about to do. The 7 good kine are 7 years, and the 7 good ears are the 7 years. The dream is one. And the 7 thin and ill-favored kine that came up after them are 7 years. And the 7 empty ears blasted with the east wind shall be 7 years of famine. This is the thing which I have spoken unto Pharaoh. What God is about to do, he showeth unto Pharaoh. Behold, there come 7 good years of great plenty throughout all the land of Egypt. Pardon me, my voice is starting to go a little bit. And there shall arise after them 7 years of famine, And all the plenty shall be forgotten in the land of Egypt, and the famine shall consume the land. And the plenty shall not be known in the land by reason of the famine following, for it shall be very grievous. And for that the dream was doubled unto Pharaoh twice. It is because the thing is established by God, and God will shortly bring it to pass. Now therefore let Pharaoh look out a man discreet and wise, and set him over the land of Egypt. Let Pharaoh do this, and let him appoint officers over the land to take up a fifth part of the land of Egypt in the 7 plenteous years. And let them gather all the food in those great good years that come, and lay up corn under the hand of Pharaoh, and let them keep food in the cities. And that food shall be for store to the land against the 7 years of famine, which shall be in the land of Egypt, that the land perish not through the famine. And the thing was good in the eyes of Pharaoh and the eyes of all his servants. And Pharaoh said unto his servants, Can we find such a one as this is, a man in whom the Spirit of God is? And Pharaoh said unto Joseph, Forasmuch as God hath showed thee all this, there is none so discreet and wise as thou art. Thou shalt be over my house, and according unto thy word shall all my people be ruled. Only in the throne room will I be greater than thou. And Pharaoh said unto Joseph, See, I have set thee over all the land of Egypt. And Pharaoh took off his ring from his hand, and put it upon Joseph's hand, and arrayed him in vestures of fine linen, and put a gold chain about his neck. Give me just a moment. Okay. And he made him to ride in the second chariot which he had, and they cried before him, Bow the knee, and he made him ruler over all the land of Egypt. And Pharaoh said unto Joseph, I am Pharaoh, and without thee shall no man lift up his hand or foot in all the land of Egypt. And Pharaoh called Joseph's name Zaphnath-Paneah, and he gave him to wife Asenath, daughter of Potiphar, priest of On. And Joseph went out over all the land of Egypt. And Joseph was 30 years old when he stood before Pharaoh, king of Egypt. And Joseph went out from the presence of Pharaoh, and went throughout all the land of Egypt. And in the 7 plenteous years the earth brought forth by handfuls. And he gathered up all the food the 7 years which were in the land of Egypt, and laid up the food in the cities, the food of the field, which was round about every city, and laid up the same. And Joseph gathered corn as the sand of the sea, very much, until he left numbering, for it was without number. And unto Joseph were born 2 sons before the years of famine came, for which Asenath, the daughter of Potiphar, priest of On, bare unto him. And Joseph called the name of the firstborn Manasseh, for God said, He hath made me forget all my toil and all my father's house. And in the name of the second called Ephraim, for God hath caused me to be fruitful in the land of my affliction. And the 7 years of plenteous that was in the land of Egypt were ended. And the 7 years of dearth began to come, according as Joseph had said. And the dearth was in all the lands, but in all the land of Egypt there was bread. And when all the land of Egypt was famished, the people cried to Pharaoh for bread. And Pharaoh said unto all Egyptians, Go unto Joseph, what he saith to you, do. And the famine was over all the face of the earth, And Joseph opened all the storehouses and sold unto the Egyptians, and the famine waxed sore in the land of Egypt. And all the countries came into Egypt to Joseph for to buy corn, because that the famine was so sore in all lands. Y'all forgive me for my voice trying to go out on me. Now when Jacob saw that there was corn in Egypt, Jacob said unto his sons, Why do ye look one upon another? After he said, Behold, I have heard that there is corn in Egypt. Get you down thither, and buy for us from thence, that we may live and not die. And Joseph's 10 brethren went down to buy corn in Egypt. But Benjamin, Joseph's brother, Jacob sent not with his brethren, for he said, Lest peradventure mischief befall him. And the sons of Israel came to buy corn from among those that came, for the famine was in the land of Canaan. And Joseph was the governor over the land, and he it was that sold to all the people of the land. And Joseph's brethren came, and bowed down themselves before him with their faces to the earth. And Joseph saw his brethren, and he knew them, but made himself strange unto them, and spake roughly to them. And he said unto them, Whence come ye? And they said, From the land of Canaan, to buy food. And Joseph knew his brethren, but they knew him not. And Joseph remembered the dreams which he dreamed of them. And he said unto them, Ye are spies. Sorry about that. And Joseph remembered the dreams which he dreamed of them, and said unto them, Ye are spies, to see the nakedness of the land ye are come. And they said unto him, Nay, my lord, but to buy food are thy servants come. We're all one man's sons. We are true men, thy servants are no spies. And he said unto them, Nay, but to see the nakedness of the land ye are come. And they said, Thy servants are 12 brethren, sons of one man, the land of Canaan, and behold, the youngest is this day with our father, and one is not. And Joseph said unto them, That is it that I spake unto you, saying, Ye are spies. Hereby ye shall be proved. By the life of Pharaoh ye shall not go forth hence, except your youngest brother come hither. Send one of you, let him fetch your brother, and ye shall be kept in prison, that your words may be proved, whether there be any truth in you, or else the life of Pharaoh, surely ye are spies. And he put them all together into ward 3 days. And Joseph said unto them the 3rd day, This do and live, for I fear God. If ye be true men, let one of your brethren be bound in the house of your prison. Go ye, carry corn for the famine of your houses. But bring your youngest brother unto me, so shall your words be verified, and ye shall not die. And they did so. And they said one to another, We are verily guilty concerning our brother, in that we saw the anguish of his soul when he besought us, and we would not hear. Therefore is this distress come upon us. And Reuben answered them, saying, Spake I not unto you, saying, Do not sin against the child, and ye would not hear. Therefore, behold, also his blood is required. And they knew not that Joseph understood them, for he spake unto them by an interpreter. And he turned himself about from them, and wept, and returned to them again, and communed with them, and took from them Simeon, and bound him before their eyes. Joseph commanded to fill their sacks with corn, and to restore every man's money into his sack, and to give them provision for the way. Thus did he unto them. And they laid their asses with the corn, and departed thence. And as for one of them opened his sack to give his ass provender in the inn, he espied his money, for behold, it was in the sack's mouth. And he said unto his brethren, My money is restored, and lo, it is even in my sack. And their heart failed them, and they were afraid, saying to one another, What is this that God hath done unto us? And they all came unto Jacob their father into the land of Canaan, and told him all that befell unto them, saying, The man who is the Lord of the land spake roughly to us, and took us for spies of the country. And we said unto him, We are true men, we are no spies. We be 12 brethren, sons of our father. One is not, and the youngest is this day with our father in the land of Canaan. And the man, the Lord of the country, said unto us, Hereby I shall know that ye are true men. Leave one of your brethren here with me, and take food for the famine for your households, and be gone. And bring your youngest brother unto me, and I shall know that ye are no spies, but that ye are true men. So will I deliver you your brother, and ye shall traffic in the land. And it came to pass, as they emptied their sacks, and behold, every man's bundle of money was in his sack. And when both they and their father saw the bundles of money, they were afraid. And Jacob their father said unto them, Me have ye bereaved of my children. Joseph is not, and Simeon is not, and ye will take Benjamin away. All these things are against me. And Reuben spake unto his father, saying, Slay my 2 sons. If I bring him not to thee, deliver him into my hand, and I will bring him to thee again. And he said, My son shall not go down with you, for his brother is dead, and he is left alone. If mischief befall him by the way in which ye go, then shall ye bring down my gray hairs with sorrow to the grave. Now, Israel, or Jacob, thought he lost Joseph. Okay, I was looking at some news very quickly here. We will start at chapter 43 next week. Our nation has been filled. Our nation has been filled with bigotry, with all manner of discrimination. Who are we to judge? Yes, there are judges who, for all intents and purposes, judge others. However, there are also those who have judged wrongly. Matthew 7 says, "Judge not, lest ye be judged. For with what judgment you judge, you shall be judged. And with what measure ye mete, it shall be measured again unto you." I was wrong to judge, and I am wrong to judge. Therefore, I cannot judge adequately. Except to say, I judge myself harshly. I've been doing that for years. Still do it. I still judge harshly, even to this day. And my wife tells me to stop it. Wish I could. But the hope that I have that keeps me going is that I am saved and sanctified by the Holy Ghost. And yes, my voice is a little harsh tonight, a little hoarse. I pray each and every day for Jehovah, my God, and the Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ, to forgive me of being judgmental, of being harsh to myself and about others. Because my voice is a little hoarse tonight, I'm going to cut this short. If you feel like giving an offering or tithe or donation, you can send it online, paypal.me/JBM Vineyard. You can also send check or money order to James Barkus Ministries, P.O. Box 762, Manchester, Georgia 31816. If you're going to send a donation of packages or Bibles, either a case of Bibles, individual Bibles, or what have you, be sure to send it where we can track it. That's why I wrote UPS, FedEx, and USPS trackable. Send it to 302 West 3rd Street, Manchester, Georgia 31816. You can also send prayer requests and testimony to jbmprayer@live.com. I check that email address about 5 times a day now. You can write to us at the address above as well. You can also leave your comments on YouTube. Our community will pray for you and with you. And if you are a ministry seeking to book me for a speaking engagement, you can email me, jbmworldhq@live.com. Send your invitation to the to the mailing address above. We at least have that mailbox until next year in May. Finally, service times. We've changed them. 11 a.m. Sunday morning, 7 p.m. Sunday evening, and 7 p.m. Wednesday evening. We're going to do it at those times. 11 a.m. Sunday morning, 7 p.m. Sunday evening, and Wednesday evening Bible study 7 p.m. Now, if you do not see me on the air at 11 a.m., it means that I am in an event elsewhere preaching. My camera and my microphone will be with me. We will videotape, and we will go from there. I will keep batteries in stock for my camera equipment, so I am looking for a stock of batteries as well. If you can get us a case of batteries, send it to us. That would be great. We need a good portable lighting system, a couple more cameras, maybe another laptop. Those are on a wish list. I pray that the Lord will provide again, and that the Lord will also provide sustenance in a different form, employment, gainful employment, and technical support, or customer service, or even education. Or I can tutor online and try to teach as well. Thank you so much for watching our Wednesday night Bible study. We came on a little early. I know my voice is a little ragged, so I'm going to end it here. Thank you so much for watching The Vineyard on this Wednesday night. I hope you have a wonderful evening. God bless you.